Buff Nation, what's going on? Hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday. We got a lot of exciting news to get into. Buffs still are ranked number 23 overall in the country. Still surreal to me. Fantastic season. Hey, couple shout outs before I dive into the topic of today. Y'all be sure to smash that like, subscribe. All of that helps out the channel. But again, shout out to Coach Barry. I just had to do a video on you. I just clipped that, threw it out there. Again, congratulating you on making like over $35,000 so far in the Buffs this year. Thank you so much for like over $100 in super chats. I think you've sent me over the weekend. Way too kind, mind blowing. Thank you. You deserve everything good that's coming to you, man. No doubt about it. But let's go ahead and dive in. Oh, one more thing. Prayers for Nikil Webb-Walker. You know, we've wondered why we haven't seen him. Lymphoma. He's got lymphoma. Just terrible news. But luckily he is going into treatment immediately, and I think he's going to come out okay. So prayers for his recovery, and hopefully we can see him back on the football field. Just like, what didn't Foster Moreau have lymphoma, and now he's back playing, right for the Saints? So prayers to him as well. Folsom Frenzy. I got to text Topher. I had an idea about maybe doing a Saturday show if any of y'all are free. So y'all go follow Folsom Frenzy. We're gonna dive into some of the recruiting news. Sorry it took that so long to get to you guys, but Zykie Helton, a guy that I did a video on over the summer in June because we officially offered him, teammate of Julian Lewis down there in Carrolton, in Georgia, right? Carrolton High School in Georgia. Interior offensive lineman, 88 rated 3-star. He has narrowed down his list of offers right now to 7 schools. And this is great news, guys. Again, don't take this for granted. This is awesome to see us mentioned in top 7s and to have a shot at getting players like this when the other schools are by the likes of Florida State. Well, granted, they're ass right now, so they're probably at the bottom. No doubt about it. Something crazy is going on over there. But Alabama, Georgia, Indiana. Hey, congratulations to Indiana as well. Coach Sig, one of the best stories in college football this year. No doubt about it. You got Miami that has finally turned the corner. They're on the rise, baby. Shout out to Coach Hayes. Looking like I might lose that bet, but congratulations to your Hurricanes, man. You guys are killing it this year. And a surprise team that I didn't really think we would see bounce back this quickly because they have been bad in the past. But Mike Elko, man, shows that he knew what he was getting into coming back to Texas A&M, and he's got the Aggies. As much as this pains me to say, he's got them looking great. He's got them on the right track. And, that's tough to do there out in Aggie land with the Aggie Colts. So those are his top 7. FSU, Colorado, Miami, Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia, Indiana. And as a reminder, guys, this is a 2026 player. So this isn't a player that could come next year unless he were to reclassify. But I don't see why you would do that as an offensive lineman, right? Doesn't make any sense. Right now, on 3, for what it's worth, is predicting him to be an Alabama Crimson Tide football team member. We'll just have to see how this shakes out. We got over a year to see how this plays out. They have him rated as a 89 and a 4-star. For what it's worth. On 3, or 24/7 has him rated an 88, but composite, he is a 4-star, 90 rating overall, again, out there in Carrollton. Georgia, right now in his class, composite-wise, ranked a top 25 interior offensive lineman, 21st by the composite score, 6'2", 280 pounds, still another year of high school ball left. He very well could come in, definitely at that guard position, essentially like a year away maybe from playing. So, and who knows? Maybe he could really hit the iron and be ready to play. But you want to see some development normally happen before you put freshmen out there. Jordan Seaton kind of being an exception to that. He has primarily played D-line early on in his high school, was playing varsity guys on freshmen with Carrolton, the highest level in Georgia. Okay. But also plays guard, special teams. Let me pull up his huddle tape right now. We can take a look at that. I'll get to some of your comments on here. But this is big news because I feel like Zykie Helton is somebody that's paying attention to what's going on here. I think that you're not going to see him commit before Julian Lewis does. No, because that might ruin the surprise if Julian Lewis were to flip here, which I'm still feeling good about. But so I don't think you're going to see him commit anytime soon. And I don't even believe he's been out for a visit yet. At least it hasn't been reported. He can take, his visits now, but or official visits, right? Starting right now or at the beginning of his senior year. I can't remember, but let's take a look. He's got freshman highlights. So this is a little bit of ways, but this is, all of his stuff is a while back. So let's just, let's take a look here. We'll dive into it, but this is an important one to keep on tabs of as the next kind of year and a half goes on. Again, a guy who plays, oh my gosh, number 52, just destroying dudes. Guy who plays both on the offensive and defensive lines. That's nice to see. This might be more defensive line tape. We'll just have to see. But it's always nice to have guards, man, that are athletic. I think that we would always say that normally, like the defensive lineman guys end up being a little bit more athletic overall than the offensive lineman. So it's nice to have a guy that has experience playing on both sides and seems to move quite well from what we were seeing right there. Let's see what else he's got here. Yeah, man, he's getting around these guys real easy. Let's see how he does right here. The guard position, I think. No, he's on defense right now, so playing that nose tackle. Hey, getting in there. Man, I thought he'd have more highlights, but it is what it is. I wonder what's up with Winnie Watkins. We don't need him, but still, he might have just moved on. We don't really recruit guys that decommit from us. So best of luck to him. I would still love to see him on the bus, but it just doesn't seem to be the case. We kind of, if you start changing the standard, then that whole thing kind of gets messy. On another note, I think I forgot to talk about this yesterday. LaJohntay Wester getting awarded number 1. That's really cool to see. Can you actually change your jersey number in the middle of the season? I guess we'll find out. But with what happened with Cormani last year and all that sorts of stuff, it's nice to see us reframe, number 1, it truly hold up to that standard of being a number that you have to earn, not only off the field in preparation for the season, but then on the field as well. Like that is really, really cool. LaJohntay seemed really hyped about it. And I think that's really cool. Just again, another thing that we're doing different than everybody else in college football. Credit to Coach Prime for thinking outside the box. Redeeming number 1. That's what he's doing. Nicole, thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, y'all be sure to smash that like and subscribe. I will take some of your questions and we'll kind of dive into some more of my thoughts on the recruiting visits this week. But Nicole says, David, hi, David. What do you think they're telling recruits regarding quarterback 1? That's a very good question. I would imagine, that they feel like they're in a really good position, so I think regardless of what happens with Julian Lewis, of course, we want to see him here. I think that we're going to have a great opportunity to go get a very good quarterback in the transfer portal. You've seen the movement over the last couple of years and how that's really helped put teams over the top. So I wouldn't imagine Coach Prime and these guys are coming out saying names to recruits or just saying like, hey, this guy's a lock, he's going to be coming here. Of course, if you're doing that with guys who are already in college, that's uh, then you could get yourself in trouble for some tampering. Every school tampers. You just got to have tight lips, right? So I doubt they're coming out telling the recruits any of that. But what I can say is that I imagine that they have the utmost confidence that they're going that we're going to have good quarterback play next year, no matter what. And I think when you see Adrian Wilson flip and commit here from Arizona State, that's also another really great sign that there is belief in what's going on here. And whatever the quarterback situation is going to look like, it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good. It's going to be more than serviceable. Are we going to get Shedeur Sanders play next year? Probably not. But I think we're still going to get some damn good quarterback play, no matter who's playing. It might be a little up and down, if we are starting a true freshman like Julian Lewis. But of course, when those 5-star blue chip guys come here, their ceiling is incredibly high, and we'll have another year to continue to build the offensive line. Shout out to Isaiah Gustive. I think I saw that he received a new Big 12 Newcomer Player of the Week. So that's awesome. Congratulations to him. But yeah, I'm sure they got a very decent idea right now of who their options are going to be. And again, I know that some of you guys might feel differently than I do about the quarterback room right now outside of Shedeur, with the guys that we already have on the roster. I'm fine. I'm fine if one of those guys ends up being the starting quarterback, but I want them to definitely earn it. I want them to beat out a stud freshman quarterback coming in here. I want them to beat out a blue chip quarterback transfer, a proven college quarterback coming out here. They should have to earn it just like everybody else is having to do on this roster right now. We brought in competition everywhere. Even at wide receiver. We're deeper than we were last year. So I don't think the quarterback position should be any exception to that. You should be looking to get better at every single position, including the quarterback room as well. And if Ryan Staub just ends up being that guy, or Dominique Ponder ends up being the next Stetson Bennett walk-on to scholarship to national championship type of quarterback, have him go beat out some of these highly rated transfers and recruits coming in here. That's how you do it. But right now, I want us to still keep our hands wide open on the possibilities. But I imagine they're very confident, and they're expressing and communicating that confidence to these recruits. No doubt about it. Whatever happened to Omar White? Man, I don't even know. Omar White. Did he go to Syracuse? UAB. There we go. Before I get to some more comments, I want to share this too. Again, just an incredible recruiting weekend for us. Shout out to all the fans, especially everybody that was really welcoming. Like these guys right here, they got and Julian Lewis posters right there. Isn't that so cool? And I believe that's Carde Smith's mom. Freaking out, that's awesome. Maybe it's somebody else's mom, but family members nonetheless. That's awesome to see. You saw the guys saying, we want Juju. It was a true homecoming. Boulder's an incredible place to play. Again, we put on a fantastic show. I think everything went as perfectly as you could want this weekend with the play on the field. And I mean, even getting commits and flips before the game even started. With Christian Hudson on Friday and Adrian Wilson before the game on Saturday. Things are moving in the right direction. I think Julian Lewis canceled his Indiana visit, and so we'll have to see if that is rescheduled. It very well could be rescheduled, but right now I'm taking that as a good sign of news that it truly is down to Colorado and USC. And it seems like one program is kind of on the rise right now. Another one is, not so much. I think that there are a lot of questions around Lincoln Riley and his ability to just straight up lead. obviously a great offensive mind and so much NFL success his guys have had. But, um, one thing I've never questioned and believed in is that, Coach Prime is going to be able to get these guys, led in the right way. Again, we don't have one arrest since he's been here. That's something that a lot of programs could be learning from on how you create a culture like this, especially with the spotlight that's on this program. For them to be on the straight and narrow, I think is it's very commendable, and a lot of the times it's really overlooked. So uh, I'm feeling very good about Julian Lewis, Carde Smith. Someone mentioned in the Discord the other day how Carde Smith, he almost looks like Phil Oldholt's, long lost son. I guess that photo isn't on here, dang it, but I wanted to show it. It just looked like his family had a fantastic time connecting with Phil Oldholt and the rest of the team, and I'm feeling very, very good about him. I'm feeling very good about Rhett Armstrong, or is that his name? I got to look up the visitation list that I had on here. One second, guys. Yeah, Rhett Armstrong, kicker here from Colorado, 6'5", big leg. Hopefully Alex Graham enjoyed his visit as well. He's committed right now, but has been visiting some other programs closer to his home. And then Quentin Gibson, a real speedy guy, wide receiver, also visited as well. And I just feel like, hey, if we could get a clean sweep, I mean, that is amazing right now, having all 6 of those guys be here in Boulder to start the season next year, or be early enrollees. But right now, probably the guys that I feel best about right now would be Carde Smith at the top, then Julian Lewis, and heck, actually put Rhett Armstrong over both of them. Man, you got to stay in state and kick in altitude. I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer over a school like Baylor that come out to here. No doubt about it. But yeah, I'd say Carde Smith, I think that one might be announced more sooner than somebody like Julian Lewis, but I'm still feeling great about Julian Lewis nonetheless. So a lot of great news coming out of here. Optimistic saying, news alert, Cormani's coming back. Hell no, they're both better off without each other, man. All the success, to Cormani McClain, wish him nothing but the best. I don't want to see anybody waste talent. And hopefully he starts really putting it together. It was great seeing him get that pick 6. But sometimes two parties are left better in their own directions. That's all it is. No hard feelings anymore. No hard feelings anymore. And right now with how our DB room's playing, I don't even know if he'd start here, to be honest. So maybe you should just stick at Florida. I was thinking the same thing. Can you change your number in the middle of the season? We're about to find out. Nia saying, so Will at LaJohntay wore his own t-shirt Saturday that read The Chosen One, and he earned the number 1 jersey that night. Wow. Hey, that's beautiful. CB, thank you for bringing this up. Texas Tech here in less than 2 weeks. Their starting quarterback, Morton, got injured in their loss this past weekend. And so they're going to be playing a freshman quarterback, but he can still throw that thing around. I mean, those first few drives that he had, I think he was like 9 of 9 or 9 of 10 to start when he got on the field. And so this is still a team, man, that we cannot overlook, especially in Lubbock. I originally had this as a loss for us preseason. And then after seeing them almost lose to Abilene Christian, where actually I went to school at an undergrad, which they've actually turned out to be a pretty damn good FCS team this year. They are nationally ranked in the FCS. But nonetheless, Texas Tech should always blow out a team like that. But just like us, I think that they got better as the year went on, no doubt about it. But this injury that they have at quarterback is, that can be a game changer. It's going to be very important for our defense to make him very uncomfortable. Because Texas Tech, man, they can put out quarterbacks. You guys should know that right now because the best quarterback in the NFL is Patrick Mahomes. Man, I would love to see Arch Manning come here. Yeah, he's nah, man. I think him and Sark and Quinn Ewers are all on the same page, man. He's a lifelong Texas Longhorns fan. He's wanted to be a Longhorn his entire life. He's bought into the process of sitting. Again, that is what Eli did. Uh, he's talked about that all the time. As much as I would love to see him become like an iced up Kirk Cousins, version of quarterback for our team in the future, combine the Manning media hype with the Sanders media hype, it would be incredible. It would be much watch TV times a million, right? I don't see that happening in any way as much as I want it to happen. But yeah, I brought this up the other day. Imagine, Jimmy Horn hooking up Arch Manning with some grills. Imagine the ice, that Bucky, hooks him up with. Might we see him drop a rap song if he were here? It could be crazy, but it ain't ever going to happen. We got to get Boateng from IMG, Dave. Who the hell is Boateng? Let me see. And guys, I'll be doing like a PFF grades review video later today. So y'all hit that bell notification for that. All right, here we go. Oh, Owusu-Boateng. I think we've offered this guy. Haven't we? 4-star linebacker. Man, Composite has him rated 95 overall, top 11 linebacker in the country, almost a top 100 player overall. Ooh, Texas, Michigan, Ohio, all the blue bloods, man, they're in here. Yeah, but we've offered him. Yes, we have offered him. That would be great to get him out for a visit here. Have him, now we have an elite linebacker coach. Whoever thought that, that would be the case? Not me. That would be cool to have him come out here. We just offered him on October 10th. He visited Texas or is going to visit Texas on November 22nd. Yeah, let's try and get a visit lined up. That would be pretty fun, man. Him and Mantrez Walker just killing it out there. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Yeah, but he should be starting next year. I mean, he would be starting pretty much on almost every team except Texas and maybe Colorado, right? Colorado, Miami. I mean, you could probably name the programs on one hand that he wouldn't be starting at this year, but Texas is one of them. He's bought in. Arch Manning's the type of guy that you want in every program. Ultra talented, but totally willing to wait and develop if that is what's needed, I think that's awesome. CB, I find it interesting that Zykie Helton has Indiana and Colorado, but not USC listed. I'm sure the teammates wanted to stay together. Just a thought. That was one thing that was on my mind that I totally forgot to mention, CB, is that, yeah, in his top 7, there's no mention of USC. And you know that, again, his quarterback, his teammate right now is committed to USC. That's something to keep an eye on. Sometimes these guys are a package deal. You saw us when we were making that run at Bryce Underwood last year, start to offer, a few of his teammates. And so that's something to keep an eye on with some of these recruits. It would be fantastic to bring in more Carrollton football players. Again, not only, because they're teammates of players like Julian Lewis and vice versa, but they also play at a very high level. At this case, highest level in Georgia, and championship winning caliber cultures. That's very important as well. So you always want to be bringing in guys who are used to winning, that understand winning, that don't just luck into winning, but you have to work for it. And Carrollton is definitely one of those programs right now. One of the best in the country, no doubt about it. Hey, Shirley, how are you doing? Hope you're having a great day. Thanks for tuning in. What are the 2025 recruiting rumors? Well, I, I don't know if I got anything super news breaking. Again, I'm just feeling very good about Carde Smith. I'm feeling good about Julian Lewis. I'm feeling good about Rhett Armstrong. I mean, he knows there's a huge need for kicker here. He knows that we need a guy that can kick it through the end zone. Man, I thought that we'd have Gerlach or Stojanovic. Man, one of those guys would be able to do it, but it just hasn't been consistent enough. And again, while I'm confident that those guys can get there, their legs can get stronger as they're in this strength training program throughout their time in college. You still want to be looking to upgrade every single offseason. So let's see what Rhett Armstrong can do. He's already hit a 60-yarder here in the state of Colorado, so that's beautiful. You know, he's got the leg. Then I think that he would be a wonderful addition. I hope Texas Tech beats Iowa this week. Iowa State, yeah, that would be great. Can we have one of these teams getting upset over one of the top dogs, man? Kansas, man. Jalen Daniels gave that game away to Kansas State on Saturday. That was so frustrating to watch. TK coming in here with an update saying Juju's going to the Indiana Michigan game, I believe. Okay, that would make sense if he rescheduled for that. And again, credit to Indiana. I mean, they've been one of the best stories in college football. They're really surprising me. I mean, they were just as bad as we were last year, and I mean, look at where they're at. Kurt Signetti's doing a great job, and yeah, but I don't want them to do as good as Coach Prime and our Colorado Buffaloes, right? So he's got all the rights to go take all the visits, but hopefully his visit out there doesn't go as well. Yeah, and Alex Graham might flip again. All these guys, they really do and should exercise, all the visits that they want to go on. You know, I don't get pissed at guys like Alex Graham, even though they're committed here on visiting other places, because we get thrilled when guys committed to other schools come and visit here, even though they're committed, right? So can't be a hypocrite. You know, gotta be consistent. These guys. At the end of the day, as much as I want all of them to come play for Colorado, they need to make sure that they go and find the situation that they feel most confident in, best about, all of that. For Alex Graham, I do think it's out here. But again, these guys got all the rights to go take their visits, and we'll see what happens, man. As long as we continue to win and put on a good product, a good show, I think we're going to get most of the guys that we bring in to visit this fall. No doubt about it. I love this. Chris Million coming in here saying, yes, you can change the number in the middle of the season. Ricky Williams did it at Texas. Okay, so maybe it's been a while since we've seen a guy do it, but that's awesome. That's really awesome. Hood and McKinney starting next year. Yes, no doubt about it. We'll see if RJ Johnson, I guess he's more of a safety. Maybe a couple of our young freshmen, see how they develop. But I imagine we're going to be very heavy in the portal again. And with seeing the play that DJ McKinney and Preston Hodge have brought out here, you know that transfer portal cornerbacks are going to be looking here. No doubt about it. K-Dub coming in here saying Kansas, it's a trap game. They have led the fourth quarter and all of their losses, should have beaten Kansas State. Yes, K-Dub, you're absolutely right. This is something very important to know. I didn't know that they have led in all of their losses in the fourth quarter. That's insane. That's an insane anti-clutch gene. Again, the turnovers, the decision-making from Jalen Daniels on that was the first Kansas game I've watched all year, and that was just pathetic, man. I would expect better from him, especially for a guy that people on ESPN were saying was the best quarterback in the conference coming into the season. Nah, no, we don't. No, we don't. Again, if you want a good feel good story, go watch The Blind Side. Here we're about results. Both of these guys are better off without each other. That's my opinion. Five-star linebacker will recruit. Oh yeah. Owusu-Boateng. That would be great if we can bring him in for a visit. Oh, he came on a visit? Must have been an unofficial then. That's awesome. Oh, okay. Name is pronounced Boateng. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Boateng. Hey, appreciate the love, Ron. Thank you so much. Yes, please like, subscribe, guys. That is super helpful. We're on our way to like 10,000 subscribers. I'm under I think 1,300 now. Need to get there. Insane, insane. I remember when I first started, man. February of 2023. Um, yeah, I just thought, man, getting to 1,000 subs would just be insane. And here we are. Thank you guys for sticking with me. This is always just a lot of fun to do. Yeah, prayers up for Nikil Webb-Walker. Pray for his recovery, no doubt about it. And let's see him on the football field next year. He's going to have opportunity to play. We got a handful of guys that will probably be off to the NFL and out of eligibility, graduation, all of that. So he's going to have a great opportunity to come in here and earn playing time, no doubt about it. And maybe next year will be the year for Quincy Wiggins. We still haven't seen much of him this year, but I'm still anxious to see what he can do. What were Cash Cleveland's PFF grades? You didn't the PFF grades when he played Arizona? I thought I did. I thought I did. I thought I did them last Sunday. Here, let me hold up real quick. Let me go grab a link for you. Yeah. Thought I did him right here. Here you go, man. Throwing them here in the chat for you. Yeah, check that one out, man. There you go. Yeah, Cormani, man, why are we still focused on Cormani? We got so many other great storylines here in Boulder, so many players, man, to just be thankful that we got. Man, who cares? Let Cormani have his own redemption arc and his own success out in Florida. I think that's great. What buff has the best chance to be a Denver Bronco? I say Shiloh or Wester. Shiloh ain't happening. I don't know, man. I we have some very good young safeties in Denver, so I don't see that to be the case. Like, is Shiloh better than a guy like J.L. Skinner, Devin Key? I don't think so. Wester would be fantastic. We need a guy that can separate, can get open. He's probably right now the wide receiver that's drafted after Travis Hunter from the Buffs. It'll be, I think some of the testing will kind of determine whether he's able to get himself into day two consideration. But he's definitely a draftable dude. No doubt about it. I would love to have LaJohntay Wester here. He has shown great hands as well. I would love that. Now, I think too, linebacker, that would be interesting. Nikil Green. I'm not really sure where he stands right now in terms of being drafted, but I imagine that he's going to be at a East-West Shrine Bowl at minimum or something like that. The safety that I would love Denver to go after, if we are to bring somebody in from the Buffs, is definitely Cameron Silman-Craig. Way more than Shiloh. No shade to Shiloh, man. I'm just being honest with you. Give me Cameron Silman-Craig over anybody in our secondary right now that's not Travis Hunter in terms of being able to play on an NFL field right now, day one. Give me him. I think that he would be fantastic, and I think he could turn into a really, really good player. No doubt about it. So Cameron Silman-Craig, LaJohntay Wester, those are both great possibilities to see a Buff stay in Colorado. We haven't had that in a little while. It's been a couple of years, so let's see it happen. Yeah, we're coming for everyone. Let's go. Are you going to the Texas Tech game next week? Probably not. I need to check flights, but we'll need to see. I am actually. No, I'm not, because I do have a family engagement that weekend. So, no, it's not going to happen. Bummer. I have a feeling a lot of schools are regretting not hiring Coach Prime. Hey, They very well could be, man. They very well could be. Let's get that contract extension going for Coach Prime. How about we give him like $100 million buyout, something like that. Keep other teams away. That would be really nice. I think that this is probably the case right now. Shiloh will kind of end up as a UDFA on whichever team drafts Shador. Do you think Tyler Brown and Benson come back given the extra year they have left? They should. They should. I don't think either of them right now is on any NFL team's radar. So, yeah, you want to see them get it right and elevate their game, maybe put themselves, on an NFL team's radar. But right now, I doubt anybody outside of Jordan Seaton is right now with how they're playing is on it, anybody's NFL radar. Yeah, Cam is so underrated, and I think right now he's on track, man. He should be invited to the Senior Bowl. That's my hope. I really want to see it happen again, and he's good in pass coverage. He's good in run defense. He's a great open field tackler. He's got all the intangibles. He's incredibly smart. He's a great leader. He's everything that you want. He's everything that an NFL team wants. He's tough. I would be thrilled to have him on the Broncos. Like I don't go and buy anybody's jersey, really. I only got a few Colorado Buffaloes jerseys, but I got his. I love how he plays. I isn't Tyler Johnson off the team? I thought he left. Didn't Brian Howell report that? So I think he's transferring, man. I just think this thing it didn't work out. Similarly to Alton McCaskill, but maybe Alton was just actually not that great because he's not even getting run at ASU. When his daddy was like, "Yeah, we're only going to a place where we're RB1." And then again, there's always risk to the transfer portal. And those are kind of the horror stories. They happen, all over college football. But you transfer to a place, and it's just not the right fit. It's just not the right fit, and you end up playing less than where you were playing at if you probably didn't transfer, right? But yeah, Tyler Brown should come back. Everybody should come back on the offensive line. That's my hope. And then also we bring in better players too. Have them all compete. That would be ideal. But it would be great to have some more veteran linemen that are more experienced. Even if they aren't perfect high-end NFL draft guys, like bringing Tyler Brown back, Khalil Benson back, Phillip Houston, like all of these guys for another year, I'll believe they'll be better, and that always helps a young quarterback if we're going in that direction with the first-time starter next year. Yeah, I think Shiloh could play special teams, but yeah, like these scouts or whatever, they're just not going to excuse the inconsistency and the dumb decision making sometimes, man. I do love Shiloh though, and I think he's definitely a good college safety. But being a good college safety doesn't equate with being good enough to be drafted. If Cam had Shiloh's measurables, he's probably would go in rounds 3 through 5. Interesting. I guess Shiloh is a little small compared to, or Cam is a little small compared to Shiloh. But yeah, I think he's going to be good enough to play because again, it's about production, your speed, how he moves on the field, incredibly intelligent player. So I just constantly overlooked on this team because there's a lot of star power, but he is definitely a star on this team. I would consider Cameron Silman Craig a star on this team and one of the best buffs that we've had in a damn long time to just even put on the black and gold, man. He was so good for us last year. He's been even better for us this year. It sucks that we'll only get 2 years out of it, right? All right, Aurelius, thank you so much for tuning in. Really, really do appreciate it. Smash that like, guys. Gennaro saying Cam is the essence of hard work, will always beat talent. Cam will always outwork and be better prepared than anybody in the field. Absolutely. And that's what you need in the NFL is guys who are going to work like that. No doubt about it. It is a different grind, and it's clear that he has worked his way up to where he is at. Um, yeah, all the credit to him. He's a true leader. He's a guy that you want on your team. No doubt about it. No worries, Aurelius. My schedule's been all over the place, but I'll be back tonight. So again, hit that bell notification. That way you guys will know like when I go live. But we'll go through all the PFF grades and stuff like that for the team against Cincinnati this past week, and just take a look at like how guys perform statistics wise and all that. But all access things, Shiloh is getting drafted. You better believe Prime's putting in the word for him. Very well. Maybe that's the case. I'm sure Prime was putting in the word for other people last year too. We didn't even see Zay Weaver get drafted. So, at the end of the day, I feel like teams will make these decisions based on just pure results, who these players are in a vacuum. Very rarely do you see things. I mean, it still happens, like what Aaron Rodgers is kind of running the Jets right now, but it doesn't normally work out that great. The Seahawks brought in that one DB's brother with the missing hand. I'm trying to remember his name, for a while. Then they end up cutting him. But that guy could still move. From what I remember, he still had some decent speed. We'll have to see. Shepard's got that NFL body for sure. I think that there definitely is a possibility. If we finish 10-2, I think that it's probably more possible than not that we'll see all 4 of our starting wide receivers drafted, which would be insane. Yeah, Griffin. Yeah, thanks for that. But with the limited picks, you don't really waste draft picks on. You see this in the NBA. Oh, we drafted Obi Toppin. Let's just bring in his brother. You see this in the NHL all the time too. Oh, we drafted so and so. Let's draft his brother in the 3rd round too next year, and then put him in the AHL affiliate for a while just to make him feel good. We'll draft Bronny because it appeases LeBron. Like those sorts of things. That that shit just doesn't really happen in the NFL, man. But I do want to see him get drafted. Don't get it mistaken. I want to see every single buff possible get drafted. These are takes that I give where I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong on them. But yeah, let's see where Shedeur ends up. Should be fun. I just want to see him go to a good organization with half decent ownership, and I think that's going to give him the best chance to win. So just not the Jets, no Browns, no Carolina Panthers. And I'm saying it, maybe unless Tom Brady completely changes the culture there, but no Las Vegas Raiders. They've had 2 winning seasons in the past like 30 years or something crazy like that. And you guys want to see Shedeur put on the silver and gold? No way. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really means a lot. Again, I'll be back later today. As always, Sco Buffs.